All right, so for starters, can you please say and spell your full name?
Start over again. Here we go. Can you start over again?
I don't know.
I mean, you're talking to me like you don't know me.
Yeah, I have to do that. Like, this is something I have to do.
Oh, you can't say, hey, Gramps? Oh, okay. So this is official? Man, you're going to fail this thing, whatever it is. You ain't getting no mark on this.
So why did you join the Army?
Why did I join the Army? I joined the Army because everybody had to be drafted out of high school. Everybody had to do at least 2 years, unless you went to college or you were married. And I wasn't married at 17 years old. So I pushed my draft up. I went up to the draft board and I was down in Whitehall Street the next day. Came home, told my mother, Mom, in the Army. She couldn't believe me. I went to Fort Benning, Georgia for my advanced infantry training. Then from there, somebody said to me, hey, you're a 2-year, pushed your draft up, you're gonna go to South Korea for 2 years. And I said, no, I'm not going to South Korea. So a buddy of mine, we got together and said, let's join Airborne, because Airborne, you could stay in the States.
Can you explain your first time going in an airplane?
Ah, boy. Well, you know, there's 60 of us going into the plane, and we go in and we sit along the sides, and what happens is they open the door, and you're up about 1,700 feet. The Empire State Building's 1,200 feet, so another 400 feet. And then you look out and you see the trees this big, and you start, I'm not much of a prayer man, but I was close. And I'm going, oh my God, I'm going to leave this plane. I'm not going to land in it. Oh my God. Next thing you know, we hook up, we stand up, and we get together, and then we just run out the door. And you hang on and keep your arms so you don't flip, and that's boom, boom. The static line pulls the chute out, and next thing you know, you're floating.
Why were you deployed in Ole Miss University?
They were going to integrate Ole Miss University. They wanted to make it an integrated campus because it was all white. And James Meredith was going to go in on the 30th of September. And we were there to make sure that there was no trouble, because the racist people down there, they had pitchforks, they had knives, they had everything in their cars, and they were coming on campus, and we had to stop them. So we set up roadblocks. And anybody that had any type of a problem, we had to take them away. We had to protect the marshals who were protecting James Meredith. Well, integrating Ole Miss University and being a part of that, you know, for a black person to go to college in the South, it was big. It was big. When I left Fort Dix, I went down to Fort Benning, Georgia, and I had to go by bus. And here I am from the South. I'm 19 years old, and I'm going down to Fort Benning, and we stopped in Birmingham, Alabama, and I got off a bus, and I went to go to the men's room. And there was a silhouette on the door, and there was a black-faced silhouette. So when I went to open the door, somebody grabbed me by the back of my shirt and says, you don't go in there. I said, what do you mean? He says, you go over there. That's for black people. And that's my first experience, because I'm from the North. We never had anything like that. So then, after I come back out and I'm waiting for my bus to continue on to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I'm in Birmingham. One side of the street is all black businesses and all black people. Our side's all white businesses and white people. And the guy says to me, they don't come over here and we don't go over there. Never experienced anything like that.
So how has being in the Army affected the rest of your life?
What the Army gave me, being in the Army for 2 years, I grew up. I came from a small town in Piermont, small high school, 50 kids in the graduating class, and only 10% went to college. The rest of us were going to work in factories. I was a landscaper before I went in. And when I came out, I grew up. I was ready to go on my own, which I did. And by the time when I got out, I was 21 and 23. I was married with a mortgage and children.
Yeah. Oh, make sure that stays on the inside of your. That doesn't flip over like that. Like if we leaned forward and then that flap came forward and then the mic is when you do that, the mic is pointing away from your face. So the mic, no, like make sure it doesn't do that. So don't like lean forward like this, because then it'll flip over like that. All right, so can you please say